Welcome to a really special stream where I am going to be trying out the brand new feature on Duolingo, which is chess, including their lessons and the player versus player format that's now available. This is sponsored by Duolingo. However, I have something to show you, which is way before I was ever contacted by Duolingo or in any way whatsoever. Look, this is my phone. This is my 314-day streak in French. 314 days in a row. In a row, it is my proudest accomplishment. And je parle un petit peu français maintenant. But today, we're not going to be talking about French. We are going to be adding a new course. It's only available on mobile, which is why I am currently screen mirroring my phone. This one I should be a little bit better at than French. Hopefully. So I'm going to be looking down at my phone. We are going to be trying chess, so this is going to be available to you. We're doing this from scratch. I thought it would be interesting to do this from scratch rather than even test out some of the things on my own so you guys can see what your experience will be like. So my ELO rating is 1,000 plus. I think I'm going to go with that one. All right, let's go with the recommended option. Let's find my level in chess. At French, it asked me these same questions. And we started way at the beginning.
Checkmates. Surprise your opponent.
All right, let's master these quick checkmates, y'all.
Your bishop can finish the game right now.
Chat, this is the Von Hennig Gambit. This is out of the Von Hennig Gambit in the Karagan. I love that made it as an example. All right, looks like we got queen over there for checkmate.
Your knight might clinch victory right now.
I feel like if I were a fluent French speaker. If only I'd been doing that since the age of 5 instead of chess. Maybe both. Nice little zigzag pattern there with the queen. Okay, we can checkmate them here.
That's it. Try bringing your queen out for a sneaky finish.
I think for most people, they haven't been playing competitive chess at the highest levels for over 20 years. So
these are delightful.
Might make more sense. All right. As someone who's been doing French for almost a year, there's no better feeling than seeing your owl proud of you. Sometimes he's really upset with me. I haven't really done my French. Okay. Gonna get all these power-ups today. All right, let's go. All right, let's keep going. Checkmate puzzles.
Here are some delightful puzzles.
Am I gonna play? What's up, everyone in the chat? I will be playing. I will be playing on their player versus player feature, yes. I will be trying that out next. I'm actually not, yeah, King E4, King D4, probably here. Now we can take it.
Your bishop can spark a clever sequence.
Don't give me that hint, I don't need that.
Delightful.
I've never heard this guy talk to me in English. He only ever talks to me in French. All right, what do we got? Let's hit him with that fork.
That's it. Your knight is ready to jump and win a big prize.
But say it in a French accent, though. All right, we forked him and we got him.
Little bit of this, little bit of that.
All right, this one's a little tricky because the king and pawn endgame, but they can come over and defend their pawn. And we have to do it right opposition-wise. So king there first before we make this pawn trade, because now they're in Zugzwang. That's a sneaky one. You speak French.
Try not to make the same mistake I did.
When are they adding chess to Duolingo? Soon. Soon. I think if you have Super Duolingo, it's available right now. I think it's available right now on mobile. Try not to make the same mistake you did. Okay. Did you do that? Ah, let me get your queen now.
Yes.
Look at that owl. Look at my owl. Alright. I've got some friends on this app. What I'm excited now is to do the player versus player feature. So, So. Where do I do that? Soon we can do this. What I've loved about Duolingo French is that it makes me do it every day. And so I've gotten much better at French, from a really low level, from really just having done a little bit of French in high school, a little bit of French in college, just being around some Francophone family members. And I really like the repeated lessons of it. And it forces me to do new things rather than, I don't know, I could go to like some French learning website, but I really like the Duolingo format. So I think it could be a cool way to learn chess if, chess.com/lessons isn't working for you, because it gets you to do it a little bit every day, which is really how you get better. It gets immersed in your mind. All right, I'm going to try to jump ahead. So I got to pass these unit tests.
Game on. Master back rank and Arabian checkmates.
All right, if you insist. This is a nice little tactic. We will take this rook to make the bishop move. And now with the bishop out of the way, we can deliver checkmate.
Look for a way to trap my king with your horse and tower.
With my horse and tower.
Yes.
Nice little pattern. This is a good one. The queen will take behind the rook, and we will have a second attacker there.
Back rank magic. Take aim at my king's hiding spot on the back row.
If you insist. That's check unprotected, and now we can sacrifice for back rank. Checkmate. Nice
Keep
little
it
pattern.
going.
Check. Checkmate. Same pattern as before, right? Once you're exposed to these patterns, the knight and the rook trapping the king like that in the corner, they become more intuitive to you, such as taking that rook. There.
Yes.
So I like that
Now
they
see if your tower can trap my king for good.
made these tactics thematic. So like you can drill down back rank checkmate, so even when the ideas become a little bit more complicated, you're still able to look for them. Blazing fast. Star student. Stop, you flatter me. I love the little dopamine hits they give me for everything I do. Where can I find the player versus player feature? Maybe that's not available yet. Hang on. Go to the Matches tab. Am I dumb? Navigate to the Matches tab. Nope. Maybe I haven't unlocked this. Oh, play a person. Unlock by playing 3 matches against Oscar. Okay. We have to play 3 matches against Oscar.
I'll go easy on you until we find your level.
Alright. He's going easy on me. But we're about to play a Goring Gambit. Oh, I don't know. Let's grab that pawn.
Not bad.
He's giving us free stuff. So I like how it trains you in terms of like taking advantage of your opponent's
Bishop
mistakes.
down.
If your opponent has like an unprotected piece or something like this. shall we do?
Zing.
Now
Knight down.
We have pinned this knight. We've delivered a rather strong pin here, which is a good concept to know. You see, with the bishop along this diagonal, the knight cannot move, else the queen will be taken on the other end of it. So what I'm able to do is just attack this knight many, many, many times. And so it allows us to also practice good ideas like this. All right, now it's attacking my knight. I will probably... a couple things we can do here. Let's take it.
Nice exchange.
And take back.
Not bad.
It also gives me the little +1, -1 things indicating whether the trade was good. Ah! Should have protected. Yeah. I should probably get offline here. This could end badly. Let's get out of the way of that bishop.
I'll be taking that bishop.
Okay, but I took your queen. And
Must you ruin all my plans?
So sometimes it makes good decisions, sometimes it makes poor decisions.
Poor little fella. Deep breaths, Oscar. Su casa es mi casa. It's okay to gloat when you promote. Boom.
Another queen.
There's nothing quite like your first checkmate.
You don't see it? Ah, I'm sorry. Let me shrink this a little bit. Or, oh, you know what? Let me shrink myself. There we go. Okay. So we got him. I like how sometimes he makes really good moves. Attacks our stuff. Sometimes, though, you never know, he challenges you by leaving a piece en prey or hanging. So I'm excited to play him another time to unlock playing real humans. What's up, K's and Gambits? Alright, Oscar. Let's play a Von Popular Gambit. Oh, you think you're slick? You're playing the Gambit Man. You're playing the Gambit Man. Oscar, donning the Gambit glasses. Oh, I'm gonna punish you for all those French lessons that you got upset at me over. I'm kidding. Alright, let me get that pawn.
Should have seen that coming.
Another good example here of the pin, right? So that knight can't move because the queen would hang on the other end of it. So we attack that knight and it's just got to sit there and die. Of course, unless you maybe play g5 here, which was a very good move that it did. Which was a very good move. Okay. Alright, this guy's not going down without a fight. Not going down without a fight. I actually need to think about what I'm going to do here. Alright, let's take this.
What a nightmare.
Oh, but he didn't grab my bishop. Now I'm going to save my bishop. And now that you brought your queen out, my bishop can actually attack her and grab the rook on the other end of that.
Must you ruin all my plans?
Sorry, buddy. This isn't French anymore.
He tried his best.
Ooh!
Not the queen.
Look how stressed my guy is. He was so upset. Now he's back to that expression.
Bold move. I approve.
Funny. Alright, let's cut off your castling now. Let's cut that off. Let's go here to bring our rook into the game when we castle. Alright, we're gonna go check.
Check.
And mate.
I see all your practice is paying off.
I love his expression. These XP points are really going to help me in French. Alright, my ELO is up to 695. So we are making progress. We have to play this guy a third time.
You can also play as black. I'll go first.
Can I? Bushgas Gambit. Take my pawn. No? How about now? It doesn't want my pawn. My guy thinks he's slick. Okay, fine. I'll protect my pawn. Alright, another pin. Another pin. My dude is getting good now. We gotta develop all our pieces. That was a mistake, though. That was a mistake, and we got to take advantage of that because now we take this pawn,
An
and
even
because
exchange.
of this pin, you thought it was an even exchange, but because of this pin, oh, no, no, no. No, 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 that knight could not move because the queen was hanging.
Your Majesty.
You couldn't take back
No.
the bishop. Alright, we got him, and this is our third game against Oscar, so we should be
You
unlocking
insist.
player versus player
Ball
mode
move. I
as
approve.
long as this works out and we continue to
Knight
munch
down.
on my guy's pieces. We go out here and get him. Uh-oh.
That was part of the plan.
Sure it was, buddy. Let me get rid of this bishop that's in my way. And now the rook defends
King
queen
went boom.
for the second time. Sorry, Oscar. Sorry, bud. Oh, yeah, well. Let's go. 762 elo. In here. Okay. Oh my god. I'm tops in the Ruby League. Okay. Play a person. I'm excited for this. Alright, my opponent, Row, with the thing. It could be from anywhere in the world. Alright, this is a real human. They have the exact elo I do, 762. Good luck. They played c3. Gonna bring a piece out. Row with the hat on it. All right, they're bringing their queen out right away. Let's stick with the knights. Let's stick with the knights as a strat. Or actually, let's just take the middle. Bring their queen out right away. I don't know about that one, buddy. Let's continue to just develop smart. The highest estimated level that Duolingo permits, which is 1400. I think I saw that it was 1,000 plus, and I selected that one at the bottom of the list. All right, let's just slide our bishop back. She's sliding her queen over to attack. Am I the #1 crown? I might be. Would be awesome goal to be just like the #1 player on Duolingo. I think it's possible. Alright, she's moved her queen again to attack this pawn. We protected our pawn. We're just playing principled chess. You can't just bring your queen out without any friends. It's like if I were to open a boxing round and just throwing wild right hooks, you know? As long as you're defensively responsible, you should be able to just develop your pieces, castle your king, make them pay. So stick with your principles, control the center, develop your pieces, castle your king. You can't just throw her majesty out just like that. Bishop there. Okay, I'm willing to make that trade. Okay, bishop e3. Okay, let's take it. And now I think is the start of their problems for playing the way they have. Because now with my king safe and everything, I'm able to strike at you, including that pawn I would like to win. And Her Majesty is not at home to maybe put the queen on. I can't really show you. To put the queen on maybe d2. If it went to c5, then I would attack it with d6. So now I have 3 just developing, but now I will take this. And I would like to go right there with my knight, which would fork the king and the rook. Let me move the chat box because you guys can't really see it. There we go. Bishop h3. So now you're developing, but now it might be a little too late because I'm able to give check before you've gotten a chance to castle. Move the queen too much. Do not develop your pieces and castle your king. That was the problem. In fact, I'm going to let you think about what you've done because the rook is trapped. So I'm playing d6, opening the bishops to face each other. I'm expecting to recapture there by queen. Knight g4 was better before. I was pinned before, though. I was pinned. Oh, could I have started higher? You got to 1600 by a couple of wins against Oscar? Maybe I could have started higher. Anyway, but let me take here. I thought maybe I could have scrolled down. Alright, check. And let's grab that rook. I think we're killing it, chat. Before bishop g5. When should I have done it? My bishop was under attack. I could have, but then maybe they play like knight h3 and defend it. So it's always good to just like, okay, now I'm going to move my knight out of the way of danger. Just staying principled. My king is safe. Developing all my pieces. Attacking what I can when the option becomes available. Next thing I would like to do, I was about to say f5. It's now illegal. It is now illegal. Let's go maybe d5, attacking her queen. Okay, just right back. Now I'll go f5. Actually, I like this idea to go. I'll go f5. So with my king safe and sound, we're going after theirs. I think this could be a feature in French somehow, just to face off against someone who's my strength in French. I feel like that could make sense, like to have an ELO in a language. I guess all fluent people are kind of approximately the same ELO. But that's not true. There's people who like know English super well, like better than me. I just don't know how you would express that strength in competition form. You could, though. We need to ELO everything. Because when people ask me how good I am at French, it's like, it's hard to explain. Like, je parle un petit peu. But if we had ELO for that, like where you can compete against someone else expressing your knowledge of the language in a French battle, you know, you're testing your definitions on certain words and your grammar to put together certain sentences and your ability to speak and all those things that Duolingo tests in lessons. Be like, yeah, I don't know, I might be an 1100 French speaker. Duolingo, if you're listening, that would be an awesome idea. And then you can put that on your resume instead of like intermediate in French. I know Duolingo already incorporates in LinkedIn, where you can flex your streak. Kramnik cheats. Nice username though. Okay, we tried to do a pin again, but this is check. My king actually is not completely safe, and they're going to be able to eliminate that pawn. Alas. That's okay. We are going back. The bishop up, attacking the queen. And protecting my knight. We are up a good chunk of material here. Have an extra rook, knight, and bishop. Maybe I'll tuck this guy back in. exposing an attack onto their queen. I feel bad for this person because, like, they're actually 762 elo, and I think I'm a little bit better than that. But I don't mean to drain their elo as I snatch their queen. I'm not sure if there was a possibility to... Maybe there was, based off what you guys are saying. And I just missed it. I think most people doing Duolingo chess are like beginner level chess players. So having 1,000 plus as one category maybe even makes sense, and not that many people are even selecting that category. But it might make sense to break that up a little bit. There's certainly skill levels, skill gaps that ought to be expressed differently there. As I look to add the knight for queen support for checkmate right there. They're stopping me. Let's get out of the way with Mrs. Queen. Can I challenge in Duolingo? Can you? Alright, now we're able to take that rook with the knight support. My username on Duolingo, add me as a friend. I'm W Grafe. W and my last name. Alright, we are about to win our first Duolingo player vs. player game. Checkmate. Sorry, Ro. We're up to 839 elo. Oh, look at that. All my daily quests are complete. So I like how, like, I'm learning French on this and chess. And now I got higher XP across the board. Can you challenge in chess? So I click play a person. Oh, no, wait. Probably not. Because it doesn't give me the option to, like, challenge my friends. It doesn't give me the option to challenge my friends. Alright. I'm one elo higher than this person. They really do find the perfect opponents, because even on, like, chess.com or Elite Chess, sometimes you're like 200 points higher or lower. This was exactly right. Okay. Alright, we're going to stay principled again here. And just develop our pieces real quick, castle our king, and see what we can do in the middle. My opponent is playing a stone wall. They are playing a stone wall setup. But unfortunately for them, I'm not going to just overextend by pushing d5 and handing them control over the square, which is what they want. Well, I could now. Now they're threatening e4, right? Now they are threatening to go e4. It's fine, I'll let them do that. I'll just castle. Draws to quick castle. And then I'll see what we can do in the middle of the board. Alright, they played e3 anyway. They weren't interested in e4. Probably they should have switched up their plan and played e4, because now I'm sticking with my little King's Indian setup. I'm sticking with my little setup here. Play bishop out there. Alright, the next thing I wanted to do was knight out. Maybe even knight out here. And I want to play e5 right through the heart of their position. Pushing this pawn. My name on the app is W Grafe. W and then my last name, Graif. really trying to attack me now? After all we've been through together, Justin Paul? Just gonna come after my king like that? He likes all his pawns on dark squares. Alright, time to bring out the heavy artillery. Mrs. Queen. Now I'm going to capture. And now my opponent, again, did not castle their king. They tried to take over there, but we had our rook protecting. Which is something you get when you castle your king. The rook jumps right there and defends that pawn. Right? If I didn't castle, then I wouldn't have my rook right there to protect against the queen and the bishop battery. But instead they just took the pawn, and I took their bishop. So they go knight over there to open up the bishop's defense of that pawn. And they're trying to play knight g5. Are trying to play knight to g5. What I am going to do is probably just slide my king over one to sidestep this pin. My French matches your Spanish. You learned Spanish on Duolingo? Though to be frank, I'm virtually an Italian. And congrats on the chess boxing. Thank you so much. What is your ELO in all of those languages? What is your ELO per our prior discussion? Alright, they finally castle, so nothing more will happen to them other than that bishop that I'm taking. Knight captures. Alright. What can we do now? Let's try to open where their king is now. Come and get you. They said no to the pawn trade. Rude. Alright, let me jump over there. Let me try to get that pawn. Been learning Italian for 13 or 14 years. There's no ELO per se, but you can see XP in each King language. 13 or 14 years. Do you have a streak that's 13 or 14 years long? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Geez, I don't even know how to do math. 4,000, 5,000 day streak, easy. Alright, this knight is in my face. Let me keep developing though. King safe in the corner, staying principled, getting all the pieces out. Good stuff. The next thing I'm actually going to do, this is going to be really sneaky. Bishop there. Look at both those diagonals just scorching down. Thought your king was safe over here. I'm going to come get you wherever you are. The app is not that old. My Spanish is 11k XP. Okay, XP measures... See, I only talk in streaks, bro. But XP on Duolingo measures the total number of lessons you've done and how well you've done them, I guess, right? You ain't talking streaks. I don't want to talk, though. Alright, let's go queen here. You know where I'm trying to go? Right there. Knight f3 was a good move. It was developing, so if I went check, there was actually knight block. Blocking my little checkmate idea. I don't know if this was actually so good. They can take this. Go check. Okay, they do. What do we got? Check. I may have misevaluated this. Okay. Maybe we just go here. Let me just get out of the way of that fork. Yeah, queen b1 looked nice, but maybe didn't do too much. I'll just go check, and we'd probably get the same position. Been learning since middle school, and after I got out of public ed, I checked out their curriculum during college when I wanted an easy FL cred. 721 days, back at 671. Nice. Alright, my rook is in danger. Probably should move him. Wait, so your college accepted Duolingo as a credit? Or just helped you with your courses in college? For me, it's been great with French because it makes me do it every day, no matter how lazy I am. The owl will rage at me. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for putting that across my screen. Um, it makes me do it every day. And that's how you learn anything. You need to be consistent about it. Work is not protected there. So I think for a lot of people, this will be great for learning chess. Because it really, I think there's kind of sometimes a stigma around chess a little bit that makes it kind of intimidating and hard to break into if you don't really do it. Because the game's so hard. You know what else is hard? Learning languages from scratch. People are able to do that. So, it's possible. It's possible, and it's a ton of fun, and it's a great habit to have every time you're picking up your phone. There's a lot of worse habits to have out there, especially when picking up your phone. So, gives me a good excuse, good something to do when I'm out. Either chess puzzles or French exercises. All right, we're gonna hit him with a little pro gamer move though. Actually, that's so unnecessary and so mean. Let me just take the rook like a normal person. 1374 on Duolingo. I wish I was that high, man. What's up, Drinkbot? Blasty. Alright, after this we're gonna get back to some lessons. You played 9 games, okay. Queen tried to interrupt the pin. Alas. We're just eating. We're just having a feast today. Yeah, just having a feast today. On the menu is all of my opponent's pieces. Sorry, bud. Sorry about that. Here. And hopefully knife 3 is checkmate next turn. GG. GG. Sorry to make you cry. Rivals. Love. Love a good rivalry. Whoa! I beat my French record. Awesome. Awesome. What do we got? We're saving that. Yes. Just because we've been killing it in the chess. Okay. Okay. Let's get our ELO 902. Let's go back to... Let's see how much we can jump ahead, maybe. Or actually, let's jump ahead learning each unit. So, alright, attacking tactics. Attraction, pins, and forks.
Master your forks, pins, and attraction moves.
Manage my forks, pins, and attraction moves. Okay, so what we're going to want to do here is make this rook unprotected. So I'm going to take the pawn with check that was otherwise defending the rook. Now the king is defending the rook from my king. So all I need to do is put that king in check. And now once that king moves, I can take the rook cleanly.
There's a way to grab my queen soon.
There's... Say no more. This looks like a pin, but a pin can very quickly become a discovered attack. When we move our bishop with check, since it's check, you have to deal with that. That's why it's so important to keep your king safe. Because now with the bishop out of the way,
I solved that puzzle in my sleep.
Alright, stop flexing, bro. Okay. Well, they told me about forks. This is a good one here. Yum. And then we put them in check. Again, check's really important. Keep that king safe, because now you have to move your king, and I will eat your bishop.
Double trouble fork. Can your bishop cause double trouble for my pieces?
Is that owl trying to get out of there? He sure can, to answer your question, though. But please free my buddy, the duo owl. Check, forcing the king to move, and before the rook can slide out the way. Yummy. Delicious.
I love these puzzles.
Me too, because this one is the exact same pattern that we're drilling. Check, king moving, except a light square bishop. Last one was with a dark square bishop, and eating the rook. Here we gotta be a little careful. We're in check right now, so let's take that before they take us. And now we've got a nice little trick to get our pawn to the end of the board. The bishop's in the way, but we go check. Well, okay, they moved their king. They also could have taken our bishop, but then we would have recaptured with the pawn and pushed it all the way to the edge of the board.
You're on your own, kid.
Finally. This is a nice little checkmate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But that was cool. We've cut off all the squares for the enemy king. When do I get to play MVL? As soon as he joins Duolingo. Call him out. Alright. We aced the attacking tactics. Let's keep it rolling to improving our opening.
Ooh. Sharpen your pins, batteries, and attraction moves.
Okay. This is a nice one. Takes. King's got to recapture because they were in a pin, and now queen here, checkmate.
Your knight can force my king into a tight spot.
You're sure right about that one. Check with the pin. They couldn't recapture by pawn because the rook was pinning onto the king, and now that knight is helping out the queen. Come to h7 for checkmate. I talk with so much reverb. Is the audio okay for y'all? That's selected. Hello, hello, testing, testing. Hope it's alright. Okay. We are going to take that bishop because of the concept of the pin.
Your pieces teamed up.
They certainly did. The pawn cannot take with the queen pinning it.
Your rook and queen are ready to team up for mate.
Mm-hmm. Back rank.
Chew on these puzzles.
This is a fun one. What do we got? Check. Check. And it's a strange twist on the back rank concept. Alright. Rook over. The Duolingo audio was doubled. I can just put in these headphones. Maybe I should do that. How are we sounding now? Alright, let's see. First, we're going to take this queen. Ah! What just happened? You know what? I unplugged my phone. That's probably the issue. Hold on. Why did I do that? Okay, we're back. Alright, I only have the one port on the front, so I can't plug in my headphones there. Anyway. Alright, let's pass this unit test.
My student, sharpen your attacks and opening skills today.
This is a good one. We are going to take this knight with check that was defending the bishop, and now we can take the bishop safely and win a piece.
You might spot a quick way to end the game.
Say no more. Check. Sacrificing the knight that was blocking our queen, delivering checkmate with support of the bishop. Same exact concept here. Check, opening up the bishop's defense for the queen to take on h7
Checkmate
safely.
on my king. Your knights can team up for a surprise ending here.
You said it. Check here. King slides over. Check there. And the knights control the squares.
Shot.
Same idea of knight coming to f6, but now another thing we were talking about before, this nice little pattern of the knight defending the rook and taking away squares for their enemy king. Same thing with knight support. Got to put the queen on a safe square near the enemy king. Shout out to the knight for defending Her Majesty. Or the bishop can defend the queen. Generally, when you're kissing the king and on a safe square as the queen, good things will happen. Could be checkmate. Alright, we're flying. We are flying. Let's keep jumping ahead.
With tricky moves.
This is fun. I like this. Take the rook. This is the first thing, and now they give me the option for pawn promotion. Of course, 99.9% of the time you should choose queen, but 0.1% of the time, maybe you should choose knight. Check, fork, take the queen, or up a piece. Love it.
Try making a new piece that isn't the tallest one.
Alright, under promotion flexes. Under promotion with the fork.
Yes.
Love it. Alright, let's take this knight. En passant checkmate. Stop!
A sneaky pawn capture.
En passant checkmate.
King wants to win some material here.
Okay, yeah. What else can we do that's cool here? I think we should... I'm actually not certain, but we should probably en passant there. I like how they've incorporated en passant.
Let's see your moves.
Let's go. Rook here attacking the queen. Yeah, because if they didn't take it, then I actually had checkmate over here with support of the rook. So now we just take and promote. Don't promote yet. Oh, stop. Is it another knight? Is it another knight? Checkmate?
That's my student.
Is it another knight? That's
pawn
cute.
Is close
cute
to becoming
stuff.
something
Cute
stronger.
Stuff. Yes, well, we gotta give him some support. Check. Check. And now with the queening square guarded, well, we should make a queen on the queening square this time. Typically, you want to do that. Don't try this at home, kids, with under promotion tonight in your games. Alright, here to push, but be careful. Okay, I was going to say, if they went rook down, we got to make sure we go king back, actually, to take away f2. That was a fun lesson. That was a fun lesson. I liked those ones. Alright. What do we got now? We're just jumping around here. En passant officially recognized as a forced move in Duolingo's curriculum. True. I don't think we've seen an example of en passant where it wasn't the best move. Even in that endgame. Alright, let's do another unit test.
This time.
And let's
Pins,
close by playing
and traps.
a game. Pins, deflections, traps. Oh my. Pins. That rook was stuck because of the king positioning.
Try to pull my queen away from helping my king.
If you say so. Rook. Well, rook e6 attacking the queen. Ah! I think you gave me bad advice, bro. Okay, oh, it was check. And now check. That's deflection. That's just deflection. We sacrificed the rook for check, and they had to take
Mother
it, and we
used
took
that
here.
move on me once.
I think you used a move on me. You gave me bad advice. Oh, this is nice. Check. This is check, opening that up, and now we put the bishop in between, and we are winning the enemy queen.
My queen got tried to lure my rook from my king.
Okay. Okay. Okay, now the rook is lured. It is lured. Check. Yum.
My pupil.
It is lured. Oh, this is a fun... I'm sure if you did the lessons, they would show you this pattern, but this is a good little pattern to know of when the knight can control those squares from the king, that sacrifice and checkmate can happen. That's a nice checkmating pattern. What do we got here? Ah, we need to go check to make the king not defend the rook, and now we can take the rook safely.
Ah, what a beautiful game.
With checkmate. What a beautiful game this is indeed. Their limitations, some don't have any measurable scores. Yeah, I mean, the most brutal way to measure your strength in something is only to compare it against other people, and the only way to compare it against other people is to compete directly against other people, which chess naturally, as a player versus player game, allows you to do. But to elo everything, you would have to make everything into a competition. But I still think that would be fun. I want to compete against other people in French and figure out what my elo is and get humbled real quick. Let's continue to do some more lessons, because these will get more complex. And I'm excited about that. So we're going to keep jumping around.
Yes. Sharpen
So
your
I'm
skills
skipping
with
ahead
pins, forks,
all the
and
lessons,
skewers.
as you can see what I'm doing. I'm skipping ahead all the lessons and just going to the unit test at the end of each unit. So it wouldn't be this hard for you if you were doing it. I also start at the most advanced level. They would show you kind of the building blocks in order to get to this point, as I'm sure they do, and they already do with chess. With French, can confirm. Check. Mate.
Watch what happens if your queen moves forward boldly.
Alright, let's watch. Check. Mate.
I used that move on Eddie once.
Check. And now let's take the rook on the other end.
Your rook can line up with my queen for a surprise.
Get him. Get him.
Little bit of this, little bit of that.
Check. Yum. Let's take that pawn with the knight's defense and take the rook.
Just like try to trap my king using your queen.
Yup.
I'm sure you're prepared for these.
Yup. Let's just do these and fly. Just want to see how much I can fly now. Don't stop me. Alexa, play Free Bird by Leonard Skinner.
Practice time. Master forks, checkmates, and diagonals.
Boom. Boom.
More. Your bishop can bother two of my pieces at once.
Boom. Boom.
Yes, yes.
I like the
Now's
way
your
he
chance
says
to
yes,
box in
yes.
my king with your bishop. Find the
Checkmate.
best move.
Chad, I'm playing Puzzle Rush. Boom.
Look at your bishop can attack my king and another piece together.
Let's just take that knight. We're cooking. Let's keep cooking. I'm having a blast. Let's pass the next unit test, baby.
Yes. Boost your defense and escape checks like a pro.
Alright. Escape. Boom. Yep.
Your pawn can transform into something mighty.
Sure can. And let's take that queen if you don't mind.
I taught you well.
Let's go check. Let's go check. Yum. Let's get out the way.
One of your pieces can grab my rook. Look closely.
Yep. Ooh, we should be careful. Alright, let's make some trades, though. Trade.
Yeah, and trade its
Take your
winning
time
king
with
upon
these.
endgame. Or just take this, get out of check. Ooh, careful, careful, careful. Don't get mated. Push. Push.
That's it.
Let's go. Let's go.
Dominate with tactics and king hunting skills.
I should take this. Yeah.
One of
I
my
was thinking about
pieces
king
is left
c7.
alone. Can you grab it?
Yes. Okay.
Precisely.
This takes me back to when I was like learning chess as like a kid, and there was like learn to play chess with Fritz and Chester. Those little softwares. That was like a little dude talking to me. Oh, it's just a fork. I was thinking about how to get my rook around for mate.
Crush.
Just fork.
You'll use your bishop to start checking my king.
Yes, we will. Boom.
Oh, these puzzles are delightful.
They are. We are flying. Check. Check. Checkmate. Okay. I think what we should do now, the last thing we'll do on stream, is one more game. One more game against a real human. Because this is for all the marbles against Jim DeHart to crack 1,000 elo. I think I can crack 1,000 elo here with a win. So one more player versus player. Facing an Alekhine variation. Oh, don't go there, buddy. That was not a safe square for your knight. It's up to you. I'm sure there's customization features for the UI. But I think that's part of the point, is it's like, this is something more tailored to people who are not super high level at chess, probably. I'm not sure if they're how high their content goes in terms of elo recommendations. It's just something to teach you important elementary concepts in the game. And the format of Duolingo keeps you accountable. Like if you're as good at chess as I am at French. For example. I feel bad to everyone I'm playing here. King there is logical because it defends the rook with the queen, but now it actually steps into that. So, I'm not sure if this is in the spirit of the game. Should have given me a higher elo, bro. Don't want to drain everyone's rating. This is going to be checkmate quick. This is going to be checkmate quick. Let's go bishop there to maybe cut off some escape routes. Yeah, I agree with you. Any publicity for chess is good. In fact, on Thursday, I was at Chess the Musical, starring Leah Michelle, Aaron Tveit, and Nicholas Christopher. And Duolingo's doing this. Oh, I was going to take that queen, but the bishop is defending. Their bishop is defending, and I didn't even realize that. Okay, so we're just going to have to munch. I shouldn't have gone bishop b5. That was a dumb move. It certainly was a dumb move. Because it opened the bishop's defense. That's okay. Ah, now we've got checkmate. Alright, how are we doing? Whoa. I thought we were keeping this stream in this app PG. Who wonkied? Who's Tonky? Whoa. I don't know. I thought this was family-friendly hour. All right. All right. Let's hit him with one more lesson. Let's hit him with one more lesson. Early game attack tactics. That's going to be a fun one. So I'm going to skip all the lessons there and see if I can have...
and spot weak spots.
So that is certainly a weak spot at the beginning of the game. That's why we castle. And if you do castle, then especially if you don't have your G-pawn to block, that F-pawn is moved, G-pawn's not there to block, let me get in there.
Early check. Looks like your queen can finish this in one move.
Yeah, this is like the 2-move checkmate.
My pupil, give these a try.
Yes, sir. Gotta watch F7, boys. Gotta watch F7. That's why we castle early, so the rook defends it.
Try checking my king with your queen and see what opens up.
These are all hits on F7. If you aren't watching it after this, watching that square after this,
more of these.
Then I don't know. Yeah, also if you move your F-pawn, of course the diagonal becomes open. Important stuff to know. Better to learn it here than learn it the hard way. See a lot of people learning that the hard way in their games. Alright, where are we jumping now? Let's jump another one. Middle game practice.
My student, master awesome checkmating teamwork today.
Yes, sir. Why am I your student, though? Didn't I cook you 3 games in a row? Anyway, the rook defends the queen here.
Try to checkmate with your rook.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
I'm a fly high, I'm a free bird. That was really stupid of me. That is checkmate,
your
of course.
teamed up. Try
that was
lining
really
up
my
your
bad.
rooks to trap my king.
So this is your classic ladder mate finish. One rook being the checker, one rook being the cutter.
Great. More of these.
Like I said. Boom, boom, boom. One rook checks that king, one rook cuts it off. This is another nice little pattern where the knight can control these squares.
Look at those fine. Your rook can finish the game right now.
Boom. Alright, we're flying here. We are flying here. Okay, guys. That about wraps up today's stream. Make sure to check out chess on Duolingo and train there for free. Get an awesome owl like I got. Get an awesome owl like this where you can flex on your lock screen 314 days in a row. I got one for chess, for French. And I'm going to make sure that owl also keeps me accountable in chess. All right, y'all. You can speak French now. That's a great